Boxingego here. If you like this video, make sure you hit the like button and also subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon on the top of your screen to get notified when the latest new content drops. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button, also subscribe to the channel for the latest and greatest of boxing. If you want to become part of the gang, notification gang, hit the bell icon. Shout out to the super chats, the channel donations, and the Patreon family. We are working. Now, there's some heavyweight action. Anthony Joshua's facing Kubrat Pulev. Looks like it's going to be a nice sized crowd out in Wales. And then after that, Deontay Wilder, WBC champion, facing a dangerous, the guy who's considered the boogeyman of the division, Luis King Kong Ortiz. Now, Wilder had a lot to say, and I want to talk about it. And let's get right into the quote. Wilder says, "When I beat Luis Ortiz, I want Anthony Joshua. Everybody knows I want to unify the division, and whoever I got to beat to finally get that made, then let's do it. If Luis Ortiz is the gatekeeper for unifying it, then I can't wait. But my ultimate goal is to unify. I'm waiting on them. As you can see, I've been ready. I've been calling all these champions out. I've done called these champions out, from Povetkin, Glaskov ducking me, and going to fight Charles Martin instead. I done called out the Klitschko's. I called out Furies. You know, Klitschko told me I've got to fight somebody else. But why? I got the WBC title. Why you wouldn't come to take this? You had all the titles and I had the WBC belt. I've got to fight somebody else. If I'm that easy, why people feel like they have to dodge me if I'm so easy? I don't understand it. If I'm fighting all bums and I ain't fought nobody, why these motherfuckers don't want to fight me? That should be something people should contemplate in their mind. Why they ain't fighting if it's that easy. So with that being said, I want to unify. So after this fight, when Anthony Joshua do what he got to do with Kubrat Pulev, and I'm going to do what I got to do with Ortiz, I ain't got to say no more. Now, my thoughts are simple. I love it. I've maintained the same thing. And Wilder poses a great question. I'm sick of this in boxing where people will try to paint the narrative like, oh, Rigondeaux, who's he fought since Donaire and stuff, but you know nobody's trying to fight him. Rigondeaux has called out all these people and nobody jumped to it. In fact, they made excuses. Oh, what do I gain from fighting Rigondeaux? Or we hate his style. And you could say the same thing for Deontay Wilder. A lot of people have been called out. I've done several videos. Just type in Deontay Wilder Boxingego into the YouTube search bar and you will see. He's called out Joseph Parker. He said he wanted to fight Tyson Fury. He said he wanted to fight Anthony Joshua. Meanwhile, Tyson Fury is a little bit different because he tested positive for cocaine, so his future is unforeseen. Plus, he has a suspension. So I'm not even really worried about talking about that right now. But Joseph Parker. And instead, Parker fought Hughie Fury, and I heard the fight was pretty lackluster. I still haven't watched it yet. Some people said don't even waste your time because it wasn't a good fight. Some people thought it was controversial, like the other person, Hughie Fury, could have won. I don't know. I haven't watched it. Joshua too. You know what I mean? So Wilder's done his due diligence. He's called out people. He's maintained the same thing. And like I said, check for consistency. Look what people say then and look what they're saying now. And you got to give it to Deontay Wilder. He has been saying, I want to unify. I want to unify. You can go to TMZ right now and type in Deontay Wilder, and there's a video with him. And he's like, man, I'm trying to unify the division. That's what I want to fight. And that's what he's maintained. So it looks like a collision course if all goes well in their next fights. I think Wilder and Joshua is the fight that it really has to be made if they keep winning. You know what I mean? If Wilder beats Ortiz and if Joshua beats Pulev, why not? You know what I mean? Joshua and Eddie Hearn on the same side. I heard Eddie Hearn did an interview, said Joshua will ice Deontay Wilder in 3 rounds. Then make the fight. I told you, my new mantra from 2017 and beyond, show me. If Joshua will knock out Wilder in 3 rounds, let's see it. Give the fans what they want to see. You know what I mean? An action-packed heavyweight fight with the champions, with the biggest names in the division right now. You know what I mean? So that's all I'm saying. I like Joshua. I like Wilder. May the best man win. I simply want to see it. And I do think Wilder has been pushing. And people don't give him credit, but the Povetkins and guys failing drug tests and guys not opting to accept his challenge, that is not his fault. And I think his recent opponent choice shows you what he's about, because he could have easily not paid extra money to Bermane Stiverne and fought a guy he's already fought who has not fought in 19 months. Do you guys understand this? Some people saying Wilder's inactive or this fighter. You understand, since the Deontay Wilder fight, Bermane Stiverne has fought one time and he got knocked down in that fight, even though he won that fight. That's the only fight he's had since then. And that Wilder fight was a while ago, because Wilder's had several title defenses: Chris Arreola, Johan Duhaupas, Eric Molina, etc. Right? So that was some time ago when they fought. So Wilder could have easily just said, let me fight the guy I've already fought before and beat, and I know I could hurt, because he hurt him in the first round, I think it was, and he's been on a 19-month layoff. That would have been the perfect opportunity, and then people would have still been screaming bum squad because it's a recycled opponent and he wouldn't have to pay Stiverne money. But he's not doing that. He's fighting Luis Ortiz, who's considered the dark horse, the boogeyman of the division. So I don't know where you guys come from, but that deserves praise to me, because he definitely took the harder of the routes. And I'm not saying Bermane Stiverne is not a good fighter, but all things considered, like I said, 19-month layoff, and you have confidence because you know you could beat him, because you beat him convincingly the first time. But instead, you paid him to step aside to take a guy who's not even your mandatory. His mandatory is Bermane Stiverne, not Luis Ortiz at the moment. So I mean, there's no way, and it is getting harder and harder for the detractors to try to make this stuff make sense. They want to keep painting the narratives, bum squad and Deontay Wilder, and he just wants to fight bums, and that's cool saying it, but again, explain that. Why is he moving to the side the fight that the fans don't really want him to see him fight, but a guy who's earned his shot in Bermane Stiverne, a guy he's already beat, a guy on a 19-month layoff, and he's taking a guy with the longer arm reach, a guy who's a southpaw, a guy who has a Cuban background, and a guy who has knockout power, right, and can box, and is considered the boogeyman of the division. You can't make that make sense without hating and leaving out facts. So to me, Wilder took the harder of the two fights, with all things considered, and you got to give him credit for that. And after that, if they both get past their next opponents, hopefully we get the Wilder Joshua in 2018, and then from that point you guys could debate on who would win that. Let me know your thoughts. I like what Wilder's doing, man. I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to press him, and he's already going the harder route. So to me, I don't just listen to what people say and then accept it as my truth, right? Anyone can say anything, but look what he's doing. Luis Ortiz is the #1 mandatory for one of Joshua's belts, so he's taking care of your problem, similar to what Andre Ward did when he fought Sullivan Barrera. Sullivan Barrera was in line, #1 mandatory to Sergey Kovalev, and by Ward beating him, and knocked him down off the ladder, and Ward was the mandatory, and then Ward had a tune-up fight with Alexander Brandon, fought Kovalev. So it looks like that's what Wilder's doing. He's taking the harder road now to ultimately try to narrow down the path and back Joshua into a corner where the two have to meet. And if they do it, even though I don't like to wait, I would love to see Wilder Joshua this year. It makes sense, because if they keep winning, then by the time they fight, let's say Wilder fights Ortiz, beats him, and then fights Stiverne to beat him, then the Joshua fight will be big. But they got to keep winning. Let me know your thoughts. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Make sure you smash the like button. As always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video is Ego, signing off. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxingego, the future of boxing.